I decided upon joining TED after hearing about the event.
Well, the night kind of before applications were due, I had heard about it throughout the week.
Well, I was doing speech class. I really wanted people to hear my message and to have some inspiration.
I did a speech in her class that was, I guess, a little bit different from everyone else's, and so she asked me if I wanted to start the application process.
Kind of one of my spontaneous moments where I was just like, yeah, I want to do this, just fill out the application and do it.
I decided I have a unique experience that I'd like to share with people, and I think that it can really help other people to discover something about themselves. And I decided, why not fill out an application and see how it goes? And it went through, and now I'm a speaker. My title is How Harry Potter and Hamlet Have Changed My Life, and a little bit unorthodox maybe, but quite simple in the sense that it's to the point. My talk is about how reading, writing, and acting have changed my life, and for the reading topic, I will be talking about how Harry Potter has changed my life, and then for the acting part, I'll be talking about how Hamlet has. So that's how my title fits in with my speech. I had been acting since the 6th grade, and I at first thought this is something that not a lot of people do and that a lot of people might even be afraid to do. So I decided, why not tell people about it? Maybe they won't be as afraid. And this idea kind of developed into something to not only convince them that it's not scary, but that it can actually help you. And then I moved on from acting too. I went, why stop there? Why can't I talk about reading and writing too and other experiences that have really influenced me? So, I hope that listeners can relate to my experience because I feel that it's a little bit unique, and I hope that they take away an appreciation for what I do that they may not have had before, and maybe even take it up themselves. And I hope that they can use their experiences in human expressions of creativity, which in my experience has been reading, writing, and acting, to improve their lives. Yeah, my initial idea, as I already said, started with just trying to tell people about how good acting is, and then that developed into telling them how acting can improve their life, so that way they maybe encourage them to do it. And then from there I expanded into the idea, why not tell them about other experiences I've had, for example, reading and writing, because not a lot of people write, and not so many people read today either. People go watch movies, watch TV shows, which is good as well, but I feel that reading is a huge time investment, and it's even more effective than watching a TV show or watching a movie in influencing your character and changing your life. And so I decided to take those 3 core human expressions of creativity, as I call them, and talk about them in my own life and try to inspire people to do them in theirs.
What is one of the most influential quotes in your life?
Oh geez, if I have to pick just one. There's so many for so many different moods. I definitely have a few that I do say in my speech. I'll give you one from my talk, and that's from Albus Dumbledore. It says, "It requires a great deal of courage to stand up to our enemies, but an even greater deal to stand up to our friends." And I don't know, that's always made me smile, laugh, cry whenever I watch or read it, so I guess that inspires me.
I really jumped at the opportunity to share my ideas. I'm very passionate about science and passionate about sharing science. So after hearing about my opportunity to share it with other people, I just was really excited and took the opportunity. I hope the speech will influence people who hear it in 2 different ways. I'm talking about scientific issues, so for one, I hope that they will learn something and take something away that will influence them later. They might think of it later, and it might help them in some situation or just be of some interest to them. And secondly, through my passion for science, I hope to convey that if you follow what you love and you do what you actually like to do, it'll lead you somewhere where you'll be quite satisfied. To be passionate about science means to not only enjoy it, but to have like a passion to pursue it, to have a desire to pursue it, to get joy from it, and just to really enjoy learning more about the world and how things work.
The overall topic of my TED Talk has to do with allowing the individual to grasp their full potential, and that statistical profiling often limits the individual to a cage and not allowing them to grasp that they can be whoever they want to be. The significance of my TED Talk really is on a more personal level for each individual to accept that they can be exactly who they want to be and to overcome different obstacles, that you don't have to be an exception to overcome an obstacle, you just have to embrace your full potential. It felt really nerve-wracking, not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous. And I know that in order to make the best impact, I really need to practice. And it gives me more drive to really work on my talk and make sure that it's gonna be a great event. Probably the most challenging thing with being a speaker, especially with a topic that is as personal as mine is allowing yourself to be vulnerable and saying different things that have happened in my life is really kind of challenging because I haven't always been the most open person, but to put myself on a vulnerable stage right there has been quite challenging for me. I hope people just get from my talk that they can be whoever they want and to really just find their inner strength to do whatever they want and not to let what our society tells us that we can be to limit us. And I just want people to go out there and be the great dancers and actors and scientists that we really can be.
So we hope this event will inspire students that they are capable of doing anything, because we are able to organize this whole event that is completely student-run. So I was the director of this event, and I oversee all of the different teams. I help recruit students from all different schools on Maui, from the middle and high schools, and I try to spread the word at all the schools and throughout the whole community. And I make sure that I work with all of the leaders of each team, such as like the communications, the food and parking, registration, and I just make sure everything is flowing together.
Every day, so I post on the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram, and I just remind people to buy their tickets. And I also just have like little features like Speaker of the Week and Team Member of the Week just to get people excited for our event.
I am the director of the registration team, so pretty much I am in charge of name tags, all the tickets, distributing the tickets, and also the seating chart, and also gift bags.
One for cardboard. That's actually a really good idea.
And then these will be the recycling bins?
And then everything.
Yeah, I get this asked a lot actually of how my thoughts about it being all student run, and if we're ready for it, and if it's going smoothly, or is it hard, or to have students do this. And I think that it's a great thing that students are having the opportunity to put an event all by themselves, and where students can speak about their thoughts about the future. And it's great to show that to grown-ups and to adults that kids can do this, and kids do have the ability to learn and to experience all these different things to make an event happen. There are some times when I think that an adult should be doing this, and I don't know why kids are doing this, and I get really frustrated, but I think it's a good lesson because kids can do it, and they do need help from adults, of course, but for the most part, I think that it's great to give students an opportunity to pretty much just be independent and not have to rely on adults?
Working with teenagers is, it creates a lot of memories, because I remember what I was like when I was a teenager. And I was always yelled at by engineers because I got involved in video, and they would yell at me because I would make mistakes. So when I'm working with teenagers, I'm trying not to yell at them, because I remember what it was like when I was learning and growing. And it definitely tests my patience, but it's good. So it's good, and everybody's learning, and we're all having fun. Have I seen this program influence tomorrow? Well, of course it influences tomorrow. I think it influences tomorrow in the best way. To see a group of kids and teenagers get together like this to put on an event like this, as you're discovering, is a huge undertaking. And to see the coordination and the organization, just in that alone, to make the community better, to get ideas out to other people, is a huge step forward for everybody. If everybody was that empathetic about helping people understand their point of view, as well as understanding other people's point of view, I think the world would be a better place. And that's what we're all striving for, I think, to make the world a better place.
We have advisors, but everyone is a youth, everyone who makes decisions at least. Like, we get help, but still, we're the ones who get things done. And it's just like interesting because none of us really knew how to do our jobs beforehand. Even Jasmine, like, she's our director, but she's had to do a lot of work to get where she's at right now. And it's just been really fun to like learn from each other and like learn from our advisors. And it's just been, we've all been growing together as a team.
I've learned a lot of leadership skills and learn how to manage a big group of people, but most importantly, like learn how to inspire people and how to help others recognize what our mission is. I think that's the greatest skill that I've learned, and also learning that failure is really important, because you can learn how to grow from that, and it's all about making mistakes and learning from them and having fun.
We're having trouble with the live stream, and the live stream guy might leave soon.
There's nothing more experiential than obviously real life experiences. Is that a tautology or what? But in order for the kids to really gain an understanding of what they do, it's best that they actually experience it by doing it. I mean, you could read in books and study theories and listen to people lecture all day long, but it doesn't mean as much until you actually get there and you deal with the problem, or you deal with situations that aren't in the textbook. And there are a lot of those that we come across and we handle. So this is beneficial for them, as well as for all the adult advisors too, to help guide them, to try to let them figure out the problems. We know the answers to the problems, but to let them try to discover it is definitely the test in patience.
I think it's great that youth can do this, because they get to have skills and experience in what they think they want to do, and it can even influence people of what they want to do now. So that's a great thing. And honestly, I realized that it takes a lot of work and dedication and commitment. And as a student, I always like to procrastinate and wait for the last minute to do things. But I realized that with this, you have to do it right when you get it. You can't wait, you can't waste time.
Yeah, I'm super busy. It's really hard to juggle organizing this event with doing all of my school homework. But I always make time for it because it's really fun to work with all different students and see how passionate they are. So in the beginning, they come in and not everyone exactly knows what we're doing and why we're organizing this event, but then when everyone gets to work with students from different schools and gets to be mentored by our advisors from TEDx Maui and from other leading individuals from the community, they realize that we're all doing this to help empower the youth of Maui, and that we're all in this together to give an outlet to all of our speakers who are here.
Yeah, and just the idea behind it, of course, TED. And everyone knows about how it's a conference every year to spread ideas, and it's just a great format for our first event here.
I want this program and this event to happen yearly. I think it's a great organization, and I think it's a great event that shows youth that we can do stuff and we can make a difference. So I hope that this continues in the future.